Okay. Call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a moment of silence, please? Roll call, Ranger.
Council President Steeritz?
Here.
Councilor Schneider?
Here.
Councilor Stickley?
Here.
Councilor Chamberlain?
Present.
Councilor Steeritz?
Here.
And Councilor Fry.
Here.
All members are present. We have a quorum.
Council, you have had time to read the minutes. Can you have a motion?
I would make that motion for the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion to approve the prior meeting's minutes moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Council President Steeritz. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Well, we really would like to have the paper here for this. Can we move on in the
He'll be here in
agenda?
30 seconds.
Yeah. We can move on the agenda and do a few things and come back if you would like to do that. If council is not, I really would like to have the paper here to take a picture of you guys. I mean, it's kind of a special moment, so if you can wait a few minutes, we'll move on and do just a few things and get a couple of reports, committee reports, and then come back and hopefully the paper will be here. Is that all right, council? We'll move on to committee reports. Park board.
Park Board met on Tuesday, March 13th, and we had quite a bit of discussion about the Los Angeles Rec Association. Nell Rodriguez and Chris Oyer were present at the meeting, and we were just talking about in past how a Park Board member was generally on the Rec Association. And I know Scott here is going to be talking with the Rec Association and possibly seeing if we put somebody like a council member, maybe a Park Board member on that, and have some sort of interaction with them, maybe have financial reports or something like that. John Arps reported that the pool work has started back up since the weather's getting better. He also reported that they put a new ceiling in the Rotary Shelter House and painted the kitchen. The question was asked about the parking lot at Biddle Park. The remainder of that parking lot is going to be taken care of this year, and the following year John's hoping to have the whole thing coated, sealed, so that it's kind of all the same color, and then have it striped. And Nell also reported that there's been a number of parking tickets issued for parking in the grass. We have nothing to move on or anything like that.
You made it. Okay, any questions for Park Board? It doesn't look like there was any actions made
No.
in this discussion.
Yep.
Any questions at all for Rick? Let's see, let's move on. Let's finish out the committee reports and then we'll go back to the presentation. Tree Commission?
Tree Commission met Wednesday, March 14th. We had some discussion early about some of the trees being removed, and there was some question as to why or what for. And so we'd like to start having a little more the Tree Commission would like to have a little more input on what trees are being removed before they're being removed. Maybe a report as to what trees are being recommended to be removed. Pete Carr with the Soil and Water had a workshop at the Soil and Water for the Indian Hill project, and we're working on getting an article for the Expositor about that, some picture taken from it. There's also been a date of April 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning to start planting 400 trees in that Indian Hill project. Greg Maxfield a retired forester, is going to be there that day. He was part of the workshop that we had. I'm going to kind of supervise the planting of the trees. There's also plans for an Arbor Day celebration at the middle school in Leggett Street this year on April the 27th, so last Friday in April. And we had talked about the Tree City Award ceremony that'll be on April the 18th at Upper Sandusky. And we briefly talked about preparations for hosting a Tree City USA in Waseon in 2020. No
Any
action.
ideas for that?
Pardon me?
Any ideas come forward yet?
For the,
Tree Commission?
no, I haven't addressed it to anybody yet, but I do have one person in mind.
Right, okay. You discussed about meeting with anybody from Public Works on the removal of trees,
Yeah,
getting
okay.
together for the 11th meeting possibly? The April 11th meeting, that maybe that can be discussed
Sure.
with Public Works?
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Or John, somebody
Either
so
one
that
of
you
them.
guys could set up some kind of something where
I'll see
you
your
could
way out of it,
communication
yeah.
and work on, so
Yeah.
that would be something that could move forward with your commission. Okay. Buildings, any questions for Tree Commission? Buildings and ground?
We met on Thursday, the 15th, and it was over the signs for that Harmon sign gave us proposed ones. They vary from $7,000 to $30,000, and the board decided to table it till next year and possibly put it in the budget because we're still working on a different project yet with the tool slide. So we're tabling the sign from next year.
Good idea. Okay. Any questions? All right. That's all of our committee reports. So instead of moving on to department heads, let's go back in our agenda to names of individuals wishing to address council. And I'm going to ask Coach Mike Ritter and the coach of the Waseon wrestling team to come forward.
The man. The man.
I don't even know if he even knows this, but I really feel old because I used to babysit you. All right. It is my honor to stand here beside you and in front of all of you guys out here to be able to present, I'm going to let you hold this plaque here. I'm just going to read the accomplishments that this team has done. And it's been exciting to be on Facebook and the technology that we have to be able to read about all the accomplishments and the parents and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and everything when you guys are wrestling, and this woman back here, everything that's going on and who's doing what and who's winning and you know how it's going, and being able to follow along is really an awesome thing these days. And how you guys did down at your sectionals and regionals and all of that, it was really exciting, and people putting all their input and you know, pushing you guys, and it was really neat. So I'm just going to read real quick Waseon wrestling team accomplishments, and because I'm going to look at this up. You had 29-0 dual meet record, NWAL champions, and thank you for giving me this. Sectional tournament champions, district tournament champions, 13 district qualifiers, 6 at individual state tournaments, 9 state qualifiers, 6 state placers, and both of those were school records, which I thought was pretty awesome. You were regional team dual champions, and of course, state team dual champions. So, this is gonna be difficult, but I want you guys to come up and stand up here with your coach, please, and staff coaching too. Squeeze in, kneel down, do whatever you guys do. You're like the shortest one here. You're gonna have to get up front. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We all in? We all in? Yeah, up there. Okay. Go. Wait. I'm just going to read this real quick. The City of Waseon, this certificate is presented to the Waseon wrestling team in recognition of exhibiting a first place performance in the 2018 state dual tournaments, given this 19th day of March 2018, and Council President Steeritz signed it, and I signed it, and awesome job, you guys. You made Waseon very proud. Thank you. Shake some hands if you like. I'm gonna get out of here. Pretty sweet. No. Take care of Blaze. No, I mean you. Thank you very much. Congratulations, you guys.
Hey, Coach.
Whoa, you can't do that. Good job, Hunter.
You know we're state champs.
Stay champ.
I know that shit, bitch.
Hey, Jesse, shut up. Let's go. I can't go to Jersey anymore. Mom told me no.
What?
Over it. Okay, Chief Scooter is now back. Okay. Let's move on to department head reports. Chief Torbett.
All right, just an update. The camera for Otake and Linfoot Street is installed. It's just slightly to the east of Linfoot Street, so it can get all the intersections in the game. So you got to behave yourself now, Jeff. You're going out your driveway.
I can't roll through that parking for that. Street no more.
You can. You can. April 18th, we have our coffee with the city department heads. With the chamber is set at Big B Coffee from 8 to 9. That's a Wednesday.
Of course.
April 18th,
What time?
from 8 to 9.
Where's it gonna be at, Chief?
At Big B Coffee, it's scheduled between Big B and the chamber. Bill Drummer set it up at Big B to do it every 3 months or so, and then we will do another just coffee with the cop in May. And that place is to be determined. Also, April 28th from 10 to 2 will be our drug take-back day. That will be opening both at Rite Aid and Walmart, as well as up here. And Rite Aid Corporation has agreed to buy us a permanent prescription drop-off box here, one of the metal ones. And should be getting installed here in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if it'll be in time for the drug take-back day, but we'll still be accepting them up here 24/7 as always. I think that's it.
Any questions for Chief? Hey, Dennis?
As Rick alluded to, the construction progress at the pool is picked up.
Yes.
We put an update on the website. Andrea helped us with that. They're prepping to start laying out and pouring the decks. Interior work continues in the bathhouse, and everything is on track to be opened by the contract completion date. So all things are good there. That was the water reclamation plant. We're in the process of doing the contract dance with Zach Rich Construction out of Defiance to do the biosolids handling project. The painting of the Wabash Tower, we've received the executed contracts back from the painting contractor. Still no word on the exact starting date of that project. Prior to the project, or when the folks mobilize and come on site, we'll be closing Wabash Park down while they're there working. They are contractually obligated to be in and out in 60 calendar days, so it shouldn't run into the busier summertime season after school's out.
Are they gonna fence that off then, when they shut it
It'll
down?
be,
Snow fenced?
I anticipate they'll probably set up some sort of snow fence. We'll probably just caution tape off the park and stick up a couple signs. We'll also be removing and moving at least some of the skate park apparatuses, because they'll be in the way. We don't want them damaged either. But hopefully it's a short-term pain to have a nice project. Water treatment plant, we began interviews today for the water treatment plant operator trainee position vacancy, and we should conclude those before the end of the week and anticipate civil service approving the list next week.
Any questions for Dennis?
Yeah, I did notice that State Route 2 project, and she was gonna cost a little more than anticipated. Is that, are we gonna be able to budget that, or? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Well, with ODOT.
Yeah, more than anticipated.
Well, I thought it was supposed to be like an 80% grant, and it was, or,
Well, in short, let me tell you about ODOT grants and their 80%. By the time you factor in that we have to pay for our own engineering and meet subsequent requirements that they will throw at us, their 80-20 ends up being closer to 50-50.
so you knew
When
that?
it's all said and done, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was something
No, I
that
think,
got caught.
I think we're still okay with what we got budgeted.
Okay, I was just curious.
That includes contingencies of what's to come,
Hopefully,
possibly.
according to my best guess.
I just didn't know if they sprung that on you later, or you already.
The whole thing was sprung on us very late in the game. They approached us towards the end of last August, that they were gonna do a field review of the project, and that was the first I'd heard of it. They initiated it, and it's not all bad, it's not all doom and gloom, it's just, at first I was really taken back by it because that was our first notification, and they were quite a ways along in their planning process.
Anything else? Or Jamie?
I would like to let you know that since we have obtained the ODOT garage, that it is insured. I've checked with our insurance and it's covered now, and the utilities are being switched over. And then also, I'm excited. Our wellness people are coming in tomorrow, so we're gonna get started again on our wellness initiative here at the city, get our employees healthier. That's all I have tonight.
Any questions for Jamie? Tom?
I don't really have much to report. I did want to just mention, following up on Rick's report on the tree commission and the tree planting that's supposed to take place on April 14th. That will be, I think, spearheaded with kind of a partnership between Soil and Water and the Rotary Club, and it's going to be a fairly intensive volunteer project. We'll be looking for folks to help out. I think we've just started to lay out the logistics of it, but I think we're going to be looking for between 8 and 10 teams of 4 or 5 people each to help us plant the trees. We're thinking we can try to do it in just the morning, have it fanned out in the morning, get that done, and then we'll have a lunch afterwards. As I say, we're still working the logistics of that out, and we'll be relying heavily on Rotary, but we'll also be trying to involve other folks like the Eagle Scouts, some folks from the cross-country team, and other folks who might be interested, just folks in the community who might be interested in helping with that project. But it should be a really neat experience. There is going to be a concentration of 50 American chestnut trees, which I think Pete and the guys have talked about planting south of the hill, of the Indian Hill in the Southwoods. And chestnut trees, as you may know, are another tree that through blight has become rather scarce in this area. So it's going to be a real area of focus that we can give some notoriety to the trails once they get planted. But anyway, that's April 14th. That's a Saturday. We're hoping for good weather between now and then so we can get the trees that have been cut down out of the woods. So when we plant those new trees, they'll have plenty of room to do their thing and grow healthy. But anyway, April 14th will be a big day for the city, Rotary, and the city, I guess, planting trees. Yeah, yes. Right. Yeah, I really have nothing else to.
Any questions for Tom? Let's move on to first reading legislation. Resolution 2018-9. Amend 2017-12, the annual appropriation ordinance by authorizing the Director of Finance to include the Justice Assistant Grant to the budget.
So moved. Second.
Motion to approve Resolution 2018-9 made by Counselor Chamberlain and seconded by Counselor Steeritz. Is there any discussion? Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
And Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, moving on to second readings. Resolution 2018-6, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Tetra Tech Incorporated for engineering services and declaring an emergency.
I would make that motion.
Second.
Motion to place Resolution 2018-6 on emergency moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Schneider. Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
And Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final passage.
Second.
Motion to place Resolution 2018-6 on final passage moved by Council President Steeritz and seconded by Counselor Frye. Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
And Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
You never know which way she's going.
I was told to do it that way.
Keeps us awake.
Resolution 2018-7, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Dixon Engineering Incorporated for engineering services and declaring an emergency.
I would second that.
Motion to place Resolution 2018-7 on emergency moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Frye?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
And Council President Steeritz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Final reading.
Second.
Motion to place resolution 2018-7 on final reading, moved by Counselor Fry and seconded by Counselor Chamberlain. Counselor Fry?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
And Counsel President Steeritz?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
I have nothing under third reading. Any new business?
I had one question on new business possibly. That the state garage is ours now as far as the cities, is that correct, Mayor?
Yes.
Are we gonna, as a school system, take in one of the buildings,
They're looking into it.
looking
Yes.
into it?
We've been discussing.
They're
it.
interested in occupying part of the space, to have a place to service their buses and so on. So I'll be meeting with them shortly and trying to.
Working out an agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll come back to council before we finalize
I
on
understand.
anything.
I just heard about that part and about the salt guns and that, which is probably a good idea.
Oh, with
Clinton Township.
Clinton Township, yeah, that's what was discussed at last Thursday too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Anything else? We have a motion to pay the bills, please?
Second that motion.
Motion to approve and pay the bills is presented, moved by Counselor Schneider and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counsel President Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Steeritz?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
And Counselor Fry?
Yes.
6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Can I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So
Motion to adjourn, moved by Council President Steeritz and seconded by Counselor Steeritz. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.